welcome to episode 19. Today we're going to be talking about something slightly different. We're going to be talking about dynamic pricing, myth conceptions. Not misconceptions.
Did you say that right?
Myth conceptions.
You sure?
Yes.
You want to try it again?
No. Myth, MYTH conceptions.
Gotcha.
Absolute right on here. Neither Tris nor I are revenue management experts. We're not even revenue management students. Everything we've picked up about that is through pretty panicked calls with revenue managers back in the late 2010s. So thank you for that free Cornell education we got by surrogacy, basically, just listening onto those calls.
Very much in the deep end, though, wasn't it?
Very much. It was sink or swim, and I breathed in a lot of water back in 2017, 2016. We're going to be talking about dynamic pricing and how it impacts marketing strategies, what we think about it as a topic. In fact, let's start with that. Dynamic pricing, Tris. Do you like it or do you not like it? Great answer. And I'll tell you why I'm on the fence.
I was going to say yes and no.
And I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, it depends on which hat I have on.
Yes, the good guy hat or the bad. If you're booking, or if you're
working for the hotel. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
if I'm talking to a revenue manager, best things in sliced bread. Talking to a consumer, it's the devil.
You got to be careful. Got to clear your cookies. So to define our terms, dynamic pricing is fluctuation of the price of a comparable identical product based on external factors such as demand, activities, seasonality, etc. Not similar to surge pricing in Uber, where they decide to triple your costs based on, I'm sure, a very advanced algorithm. So in the hotel industry, dynamic pricing, very much a revenue management thing. How can you maximize the revenue from a room or a product based on demand periods? As a consumer, not a massive fan of it, if I'm honest.
No.
As somebody with, and I can do a personal example here, 2 young children, still in school, in the UK, centre parks.
Oh, yeah.
The pricing for a break at these kind of little like mid-forest resorts, would you call them there?
Yeah.
Between school holidays and not school holidays is double, triple.
God, it's like that. It's like,
sometimes,
it's huge increase. But they know their target market is families, and they know that they can only really leave without getting a fine from the government in the UK. In school holidays.
And what are you going to do? You're going to complain about it? Fine, don't go. There's 50 people who want your room.
Yeah.
I'm going to stamp my feet really loudly. I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to my
I'm
MP.
going to huff and puff when I get there.
Nobody cares.
Yes.
Nobody cares. So no, as a consumer, awful. If I was advising a hotel, here's a great way to maximize revenue.
Yeah.
When demand increases, you should increase your prices to maximize what you're getting from them. But does the additional revenue and the decrease in consumer trust and loyalty and general feeling towards your brand, is it worth it?
Well, it's an interesting question because, I mean, a lot of that's going to depend on your brand position as well, doesn't it? The strength of your brand, how much loyalty or interest that you've got in it in the first place.
True.
Because you just take your example there where you're talking about centre parks, people will pay that money because people know what they're going to get. There's very few competitors to it, certainly not at the same scale. In the UK, and so you either pay it or you don't.
You might find this interesting. In Europe, centre park pricing significantly lower than the UK.
Why does that not surprise me?
Not even a little bit.
No,
it's almost like we should have remained in Europe. I don't know.
And that's for episode 20.
A soapbox rant about politics.
But I forgive me here. I don't actually know what are the rules about taking your children out of school in Europe. Are there such draconian fines as there are in the UK?
So one of the pricing I was looking at was in France. Where they historically have taken a much more liberal approach to what the government has told them to do. I think still politicians are just glad to have their heads. Just glad to see out a term office in their heads. I don't know, but just for context, in the UK, if you take a child or apply to take a child out of school during term time, you don't get authority, you get a fine from the local authority.
Yeah.
You can be taken to court and actually
you're paraded through the streets and people throw fruit at you.
yeah, and vegetables unclean, the yellow. Yeah. Nowadays, most people don't care, but it can be quite a sizable fine.
It can be.
For 2 children and 2 parents. It's I think it's something like £30 a day per child per parent. So each parent gets a £60 fine per day for taking 2 children out. And then you want like a week away. It adds up. It's enough to deter people, and eventually,
or get a quickie divorce before the court case.
Yeah, you got just for a week, cool.
Yeah.
Or it adds up. Or do you, if you continue to do it, you risk a criminal record, which is crackers if you think about it. But we're not here to talk about the ins and outs of the UK legal system, because that's definitely
no. We're here to talk about revenue
that's
management. Apparently,
that's episode 21. Yeah. So I don't think it's the worst thing to maximise revenue. What I do think is really bad is when hotels or cancel stays that have been pre-booked because something happens. Case in point, Oasis.
Yeah.
Okay, now, in case you've been under a rock for the last 20 years, Noel, Liam Gallagher, a reasonably okay band.
Who support Manchester City, so that makes them not that
awful
great.
band from the UK who reformed, definitely not for financial reasons, and have done a UK tour, haven't they?
Yeah, just started.
Yeah, the first one I think was in Cardiff. So they had people who'd booked hotel rooms for events that were, or personal reasons that were nothing related to Oasis, found themselves with their reservations cancelled by the hotel, and then the prices were up and they were able to rebook. And all because Oasis were there that evening. That for me is shady as.
Oh, completely. Yeah, that's where you get into the realms of it being unfair.
Yes,
you've put out an offer for business.
Yep.
We've
taken your
accepted this.
offer. Yes,
we've entered into a commercial agreement, and you've decided, actually, I can get more money elsewhere, so screw you, I'm going to rip that contract up and I'm going to go with someone else that's going to pay me more money. Or you can have the same contract back at 3 times the cost.
Yeah.
That, for me, no, I agree. That's where I think dynamic pricing rules. Well, that's not dynamic pricing rules, that's just...
shafting.
Yeah.
Can we say that?
Yeah, I think you have.
An absolute Oasis shaft.
I think you absolutely have. But I mean, even if you're taking it with the dynamic pricing side of things, and not just cancelling stuff, it's about making sure that you're not going too far with it. And I worry with the introduction of AI and with some of the platforms that are here. Where's the limits? Where's the safeguarding? Where's the checks with that? Because a revenue management system built by revenue management technology professionals will not give too many hoots about the brand and the reputation, because their job is to maximize revenue. When you concentrate just on maximizing revenue, almost to the deference of everything else, then that's what you're going to do. And that's what worries me about this, especially if you put all of the control over to an AI, which I don't think it's quite there yet. But we're going to start seeing more and more mistakes, or we're going to start seeing more and more things like this happening. I mean, like Uber being a classic case. Like I just mentioned before about the Club World Cup. There's been a whole load of soccer matches for the American audience out there, or football matches for the UK audience that have been played in Miami. And the stadium's quite a way out, so you've then have to walk about 1.5 miles away from the stadium to get to a designated Uber pickup area, where it's absolute carnage and chaos, and surge pricing is just rampant. You've seen some before, especially at major American sporting events, where it's been hundreds and hundreds of dollars for one, couple of mile taxi ride or whatever it's going to be. It's just absolutely insane. That's where it goes wrong for me, because there should be some kind of cap on that, because you're penalising people who can't afford it, which I don't think is right from a moral standpoint, and rewarding those that have got money. It's the haves and have-nots all over again.
I agree. And sometimes you're sort of left with no choice but to book. Personal example, last weekend, went down to London with my family. So my wife and 2 small boys, 8 and 10, to watch Linkin Park at Wembley. Amazing. And I didn't really want to walk through the outskirts of London at 11:30 at night with two very tired, whiny children.
So you left them there.
So I just left them there, yeah. Put a little bow, like a stamp on them, try to post them home. So got a Hilton, literally like 4 minutes away from the exit of Wembley Arena. It's the most expensive hotel room I've ever paid. Have I told you how much it was?
No.
Okay, so one night, obviously, in a family room, which is 2 king-size beds sort of accidentally next to each other, like shoehorned in.
Mm-hmm.
For one night. How much do you think it was?
In London?
Yeah. Outskirts, Wembley.
Oh, Wembley. Oh, so I know where you are. Yeah. Was it Wembley Stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm saying, and the Hilton outside it.
Yeah, because I think I stayed at the Premier Inn.
No space at the Premier Inn, otherwise.
Yeah, because actually, to be fair to Premier Inn, they're ridiculously expensive for a Premier Inn, but still relatively reasonable.
For one night.
I don't know, £1,000.
£1,000?
Yeah.
£998 it cost me. £998 is what it cost me. Which is, I had no choice. I didn't want to parade the kids through. And to be honest, they complained on the 4-minute walk from the stadium so to Wembley. So I would have probably paid double that just to get some sleep by the end of it. But
I think there's your first mistake, taking your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Actually, yeah, we could go all the way back there. There's your first mistake.
Love you
kids.
both. But and in those kind of instances, I sort of huffed and puffed. I was like, it's ridiculous, but I had to pay it because I didn't want to do it. So revenue management and dynamic pricing, it wasn't that the day before and it wasn't that the day after, but they knew that it's going to be a big event, sold out concert, and you don't have much of a choice if you want to stay close by to where you are.
Yeah.
But anyway, to summarise, I think dynamic pricing has a place. From a booking perspective, I think it sucks. From a revenue management conversation, it's a smart way to maximise revenue based on demand and need periods. How's that for such a two-faced answer?
I think you could be a little bit more on the fence.
I don't think I could. Any more on the fence, but I'd be sat on it. Anyway, we're not revenue managers. Let us know what you think if you disagree with us or agree or regret taking kids to a Linkin Park concert in London. Thank you. Bye-bye.